We'll see how it goes. But yeah, we're just gonna get into the pick ban here. Lane wise, I think you definitely have to give the pressure is in um the pressure is in Nocturnal Dragon's favor. They have a nice shoving lane with the Karma. They have a strong bot lane duo that's gonna be very, very safe and is hard to dive. And we have a lobby error. This stuff happens, folks. Bear with us.
Feels bad, man. um, one thing that I want to point out is the Karma, I think, is actually the mid lane.
Yep.
Because they have the Jaina. So
Yeah, I think so too. But I think Karma will get the push prio. But maybe not into Xerath. Maybe not with Xerath there.
I think it's just a lane of like mana expenditure because obviously Xerath can easily get a quick wave push if he spams his spells and whatnot. But if Karma decides to keep it for shields and whatnot, then she definitely would get pushed in. So
You don't have the heart for this.
Your worst decisions will haunt you.
Chaos will follow.
yeah, as we get into picks and bans, obviously we see here that nothing's really out of the ordinary as we did get to view the pro draft. The one thing that I did want to point out is because that RAR is using a E-sub for their support lane, they do end up losing that one ban, which they will be taking next rotation, I assume.
Yeah, they're either going to ban the throwaway thing like Teemo here, just for expediency, or they're just going to let it run. So
yeah, of course, for expediency, we all would love to see a throwaway ban, but we'll see what they do here.
So yeah, it is going to be the Urgot in the top lane.
You know, now that he hovered the Amumu, one thing I remember from good old season 1 is correct me if I'm wrong, but every game Amumu from Tank 2 Great, that was kind of like the old special, if you know what I mean. And I don't believe we've seen it this season actually. So
I
for
thought
whatever
he played it
team,
at least once. I thought he played it once, but maybe I'm
oh well,
mistaken.
More of a dog person, huh?
my mistake then. But
No, my memory could be totally faulty. We'll have to double check.
yeah, I actually played Mumu last night just to kind of mess around, and he's still quite decent with his several forms of lockdown. So I'd like to see him come back a little bit. But
I think he's a solid jungler. He's kind of ult dependent though, and I find pure play tanks just don't fit the meta right now because of the EXP situation. You know, jungle EXP has been going down year over year for a couple years now, and even last year, the only tank that was really viable was Sejuani for most of the year.
that's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
Zac is viable, but it's because of his E distance, his crazy ganks. If that was just a normal distance spell, he wouldn't be viable at all. I think to me, it comes down to like, how do you get to level 3? How do you gank lanes? And then how do you not fall behind by spending your time ganking? It's kind of a tough situation where a champion like Lee Sin or Elise, they're gonna clear faster than an Amumu, and they're gonna gank harder. He's just in a tough spot.
Yeah,
You
I
know, you
think
can also
jungle.
build a soft AP like AP Bruiser or full AP. I wish there were AP Bruiser items, but it would make Silas too OP.
Oh, good old Silas, man. been a while since we've seen him
He was
for some of.
completely gutted. He's just not a good champion. They
Yeah.
took numbers out of his kit too many times, basically.
Yeah, I think the only time that we saw, if at all, Silas was one time in the very first week or second week, if I remember correctly. Um, but since then, even in normal play that I and probably you as well play in, that I haven't seen Silas in months because of his several nerfs. So
So we're on to the spectator delay. I think it's
Mhm.
interesting both mid laners are going barrier and no teleport ADC. I kind of thought maybe Kai'Sa would do it, but I guess if you want to scrap that much, you know, Psycho Ghost is a very aggressive laner. It's it makes sense you want to have that defensive summoner spell. What do you think? How do you think these lanes play out, right? The range disparity for Nocturnal Dragons is definitely a positive thing. Excuse me. But the scaling favoring Gangplank, Kai'Sa, you know, even Xerath is really kind of spooky. So I think
yeah,
if it gets to 30 minutes, Nocturnal Dragons could be in trouble.
I fully agree with you there. I think that the idea for Nocturnal Dragons is for sure win lane, and not just win lane, but win lane early for bot lane and having jungle kind of camp that area. With that said, though, I do give the edge to RAR, not only for their scaling, but for the multiple lockdowns that that team has with not only Zac and Nautilus, but the stun from Xerath, which all helps Kai'Sa's passive with her plasma. So,
Hmm.
as much as I think the lane dominance will be towards Nocturnal Dragons, I have to give the overall edge to RAR for their relatively genius team comp, actually. So,
Yeah, it's a great team comp. I want to see, um, really, it comes down to how you pilot your champion. I really want to see Gangplank do a lot and have a really trade heavy lane with Jer the Bear. I wish we could see runes here because I think Gangplank should be going Grasp, but it wouldn't surprise me if he went Klepto.
yeah, I think
I'm
he
so
would
sorry,
also.
everyone. I'm getting hit with the yawns.
No, it's fine. I think Gangplank by default should take Klepto because, or not Klepto, sorry, Grass because he wants to get semi tanky against Urgot. Um, but if I remember correctly, one Lanios was the one that brought out the Klepto Cull Vlad last time I faced him, so I wouldn't be surprised if
Oh,
he brought out
the
the.
Nuggery build.
Yep, exactly.
Oh,
So if he
that's
brought the Klepto, I wouldn't be extremely surprised. So,
we'll see. We'll see. We're just getting into it.
yep, and here we go. Let's see what everyone decided to choose.
And loading screen. All right, skin to win, super quick. Um,
Ooh,
I really like Debonair Vi. Super cool skin. What do you got?
I'm gonna have.
We're loading up
I am
fast.
a lover of Dark Star skins, so I'm gonna have to give it to the Dark Star Karma, just based off of that. But there are a couple, i.e., the Invictus Gaming Kaisa skin.
Yeah,
I
all the
personally love
esports
that.
skins are great. The SKT Zac skin is awesome. You know,
Hmm.
even World Breaker Nautilus is pretty cool.
Yeah. But just personal preference, I like the Dark Star Karma. So shout out to Wolfie if you're listening for the skin. All right,
All
here we
right, we're
go.
loading up. The cool thing, this game, is I can actually control the camera. If it ever decides to load.
Are you not loaded in yet?
I'm not seeing anything. My spectator is just, I'm in the game, but nothing has happened.
Ah, okay.
There it is.
Welcome
Why do I have to manually hit pause or unpause?
Alright, so while
Something
Caesars is dealing with that, on my screen it looks like we're doing a standard 5-point start for both teams. Guardian entrances and whatnot, nothing too spicy yet. So,
There we go.
and as far as your Gangplank question, he actually did decide to take Grasp. So he'll be doing that up there in the top lane. The only other rune that kind of sticks out to me is the Janna, who decided to take Comment instead of the Summonary, which is normal on those types of supports. So I think that really emphasizes the idea of win lane, for the bot lane especially, and we'll see how well that works out for them.
Alright, so stream is moving. For some reason when I increased the speed it was pausing, which is very strange. It's not normal behavior in the client, so we're getting right into it. Alright, so you're 130? 133?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, sorry everyone at home, technical issues. We're just getting underway now. So, bot lane leash start, you know, super normal. I would love to see teams start leashing differently, but we've been over this every week and it doesn't change, so it's totally fine. It helps your jungler out, gets them a good start, but it puts your bot lane's prio at risk. So it looks like blue side is going to push for level 2 potentially.
Yeah, they have a little bit of poke on the Kaisa, but obviously with her potion and Nautilus's relic stacks, she'll be able to heal up quite easy here. And yep,
Oh, there's the hook.
Nautilus
Yep,
landing the hook.
this is
The
really
Kaisa
nice.
Drop. Kaisa flash.
Oh, that's wild. One more auto.
Only one auto.
The heal saves it.
With
Oh,
the flash
and
auto
Caitlyn
onto
flashed
the
forward.
Kaisa. Nice.
Yes, Psycho Ghost had a really nice aggressive flash there. Really, really nice. That was just overzealous.
Yeah.
You have to respect the fact that everyone's got summoners and stuff. I know you're flashing for that last auto, but you can't flash under the tower at level 2.
Exactly.
This
yeah.
puts it in a really bad spot. They're already 400 gold down, and with a Janna lane, you know, they're gonna be safe for a while.
Yeah, they'll be able to heal, not necessarily heal, but stay relatively safe to that bot lane. For Kaisa, that is extremely detrimental because not only were her summoners burned, but Nautilus also burned his Ignite, whereas Janna still has hers. So they can still be relatively aggressive down in that bot lane with that Ignite still being up for red side.
And it looks like Zach could be going for, or he's stuck going for a full clear because Vi took the top scuttle, he's going to go to Raptors and then probably go to the bottom scuttle. So not a lot of opportunity here for Zach in the next couple minutes. He's going to just get level 4 in base most likely.
Well,
Oh,
looks like we
nice.
got a gank here in the mid lane. Ooh, nice flash.
Good
but
flash, but he's still got rooted, so he's
Yeah,
still
the-
going to eat poke.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's tethers. Remember when yeah, a friend of mine and I have a joke about like how bad tethers are in this game. It's like how annoying they are. When the towers were tethers, you would die so much by walking out of their range because they last like a certain percentage of their range longer than the engage range. It's just, it feels so bad to be affected by a tether in this game. Like that's why LeBlanc is annoying. That's why Karma's annoying. Oh, nice hook.
Ooh, nice hook by Nautilus right as the minion was dying. So it looks like that's all they're gonna get as they seem to be disengaging from the blue side.
Yeah, the challenge here is that even if you hook the Janna, which is definitely the ideal target, you still can't really do very much. She's
Yeah,
just
'cause
gonna put
Janna-
on her shield, throw a tornado, and walk away.
Exactly. And then if she doesn't use her slow, they could always relatively re-engage with the Caitlyn landing the slow and then
Oh,
possibly.
gank coming. That's a
There
nice
goes
double
Zach.
knockup. You should walk forward.
Yep.
Yep.
They got a kill going on to the
Double kill.
Janna.
Kai'Sa's in the game.
Nice.
That's really well timed from the 4th Ghost. Super, super good timing because they were in a rough spot with that lane. And now Kai'Sa has CS lead. She has an overall gold lead. It's she's gonna bounce her wave. They might even greed for a plate.
Yeah, Kaisa now off that double kill is looking at about a 300 gold lead on the Caitlyn. So that's, for this early game, is quite substantial. So.
The thing, so this top lane is really just gone like the gentleman's agreement way that we talked about. I think the real issue here for Jer the Bear is that Gangplank sustain is going to be really high with his oranges and with his runes and his, you know, basically free pots that he gets from corrupting. So he's got corrupting, he's got biscuits, he's got free health. It's just going to be really hard for him to get pushed out of the lane. Oh, we got an ult
we
here.
got Xerath going for the ult, trying to get.
He's waiting for Barry to
on.
go down. He's got one more hit and he wins. Oh, but he ran out of charges.
Oh.
I think Xerath ult's really cool, but as a player, I found it super annoying that his ult gets different number of casts based on his level. Because if you don't play it often, it's hard to know how many casts he has. Oh, here goes another. He's gonna wait for the tornado. Yeah, that was. Oh, and he canceled the knockback or the net. Yeah, he canceled the net.
Yeah.
That was so well done.
Another great gank there by the Zac. Definitely outpacing the Vi right now. As even though Vi does have the farm lead, Zac is making sure his presence on the map is felt, especially in the bot lane.
Yeah, Zac is doing a great job funneling gold into this Kaisa. Oh, that was a misplay by Quetzalcoatl there.
Knock-up.
It could still go if you hit the tether.
Looks like
There's still enough damage. Not quite. Vi had to run away.
Oh, Vi's getting extremely low there in that mid lane. Looking like she will be able to back off though, as her and the Karma both getting.
How long until? So Xerath ult still has a few seconds on CD. It's really just a game of prio now. The flash Q was unfortunate, especially blind. He dodged it blind. There's a pink ward in that brush, so nobody saw him.
Yeah, it looks like Vi might be coming back around. She does have the ult now. Let's see, and there's the ult. This can Karma land? Oh, there it is, the tether, and
yeah,
that is
really nice return gank from Quetzalcoatl. That's what you want to do. You can't just give up. I think he took Raptors and healed off of it. He tanked it with his shield and smited the camp. And he came back with enough health to not really have to worry about it. So, well played.
Got Zac. Up in the top lane, we have Zac hanging around the tower looking for a lane gank.
Yeah, this is a really nice call. Does Jer the Bear see him? No, it's just by chance he's going to ward.
Yeah.
If Zac is patient, he can get a kill here. Yeah, it's totally by chance. And Fourth Ghost is figuring out, hey, he has no idea, it's just a ward. So.
And yeah, it looks like Zac is still hanging around that top lane, but in the same scenario, we have Vi hanging around the bot lane looking for that lane gank as well.
Yep. And this is where if you haven't seen your jungler in a few minutes, oh, and it canceled another getaway and forces the flash. Zac is playing really well. These ganks are really impactful.
Yeah, the fourth Ghost is really making sure that Nocturnal Dragons not only respect him, but know to make sure that he's making sure that they have good jungle tracking as I was looking for. Because not only can Zac do consistent ganks, but his gank angles are absurd with his E slingshot. So
yeah, but Quetzalcoatl's taking advantage of the missed opportunity, or I guess the small cost, right? They still got his flash. It wasn't a total wasted gank. It's still really valuable for one Lanos, but they're gonna get a free Raptor camp out of the deal. So that's a good play by Ketz. You always gotta be finding farm where you can get it, and counter jungling in this meta is super important if you get the opportunity.
Absolutely, especially with the EXP nerfs that the jungle, not only EXP but gold nerfs that the jungle camps have been suffering from. Any little small victory should be taken. So.
Yep. And yeah, it looks like we're just gonna play standard for a little while. Teams are content to scale up. Might see something towards the bot lane soon. I know they're pushed in, and Vi has no camps down on that side, but she's walking down there anyway. So I think that could be a bot side lane gank for sure, or a river gank. Looks like she's gonna call it off and just get a recall.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say both bot lanes do have the ult, so if they would try to do something down there, it'd be extremely spicy. Especially with Zac.
they're thinking
just
about it.
recalling.
Vi's sitting on the blast cone, I'm pretty sure. They just don't
Yep.
know if it's swept or not. They don't know if there's a ward. And Vi does have sweeper. I would just go for it and go and try to sweep it out.
But here at 11 minutes, we do see that because of the presence that Zac has been providing, we see a roughly 2,000, 1,900 gold lead on the side of RWR. And with a scaling comp, that's exactly what you want. So you can get to those scaling items much
Yeah,
quicker
and so
than-
Zac's here for a lane gank on the bot side, and GP ult is up. So if they get an opportunity to jump on somebody, they're gonna get a kill.
Absolutely.
And even mid lane is pushing in. It looks like the pressure situation is just really going against Nocturnal Dragons at the moment. It's not necessarily, you know, indicative of a huge lead, but the momentum is definitely not in their favor. You know, Gangplank is getting to scale and he has a nice farm lead. Mid lane is being shoved constantly.
Oh, and here comes
Here's-
the gank from the Vi. Uses her ult.
Oh, now he
Got
can't
ult
cancel
land.
it because of the, he already ate his orange, yeah. Really nice counter gank, or gank from Vi to, get that secured.
Absolutely, you know, I don't know.
They're
if
gonna
it was
answer
that-
with a dragon, so it looks like dragon for Herald is a good trade. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't know if it was coordinated as well as it looked, but it was a great job on RWR's part to wait until that orange was eaten to use his ult to secure that kill up the top side.
Yeah, and they're gonna get plates for it too. They might just take Herald, run at top, and try to get the whole tower. Especially with GP teleporting back. That's a die situation there. You can
Absolutely.
take the Herald, you can go top, you can dive. I would fight
I
this
remember.
3v3. Yeah, this is really big.
There it is.
Nice flash by Quetzalcoatl.
Nice. Yeah, really good flash. Good job with the karma for the.
And I'd stay
Tether.
top with the Herald, but that's just me. Maybe they're gonna play it safe. With plates going down in a little under 30, a little over 30 seconds, I would just get that Herald on the map. But it looks like they're not gonna greed for too many plates and go and
Yeah.
just try to get a tower down now that they're weaker. Hayride with the whiff hook there, hitting a minion. You know, those darn things get in the way of everything. Eventually Riot's
Yeah.
gonna come out with a hook champ that goes through minions and everyone's gonna lose their mind. You'll see.
Don't wish that bad juju upon us ADCs, please.
We already
God,
got
no.
we already got Yumi, dude. It can't be any worse. That's what people said about Zoe. It's like it couldn't be worse than Zoe, dude. No way. They'll never make a champ more busted. And then we
And
got
then-
Kaisa, and now we have Yumi.
Yeah, fun times.
I think they should get rid of the shield on Kaisa's ultimate.
No.
It'll make her balanced though. She can still move around the fight, and she can still like utilize her kit really well. But she doesn't just become unkillable.
That's true.
You can the fact that you can like juke CC with it and get half your health in a shield, it's a little too much. I think it's the reason she's always going to be favored by players. Oh, this is really nice.
Here we go, top
Another
side.
cancel.
Or I think it went through this time.
Yeah, it wasn't
we got-
quite a cancel. I don't know if they have enough damage.
I don't think so either. And Urgot's ult is up if they decide to. Whoa! And he gets the sack. Doesn't
Really
look like
close.
he's gonna
I'd
get
flash
the
for it
full
if I had
back.
it, but he doesn't.
We got the
Oof.
Gangplank ult being dropped as well. And looks like.
And
Urgot
Rai's gonna
is
take the red buff.
recall.
I would go bot side and throw the Herald over the wall maybe. You
Ryan
gotta.
does have her ult.
I would prepare to dive here. They're running out of time on that Herald. It's halfway over.
Yeah, the Herald has about. Let's see if I can check.
So it
I don't know
has
if they're.
about 2 minutes, probably about a minute and a half, because it lasts for 240 seconds and it looks like it's 2/3 of the way there. So we probably have a little over a minute at this point where it's available. So
Looks like Vi is
Psycho Ghost
going
going
to that bot
forward.
side.
Nice gank onto Kaisa.
Nice ult onto the Kaisa. She does flash away.
I don't think the tornado hit. Oh, that was
Got
such
it.
a good counter gank by Fourth Ghost. Yeah, the Quetzalcoatl played that really well and got the nice combo down, but I don't think Janna's tornado hit. I'm pretty sure when I saw it live, I thought it would hit, and then it fell a little short, and I think that gave Kaisa the window to walk out. You have to layer the CC on a champ like Kaisa.
Absolutely. In that fight, Kaisa didn't even have to use her ult, so that's a big cooldown not used on her side.
Yeah, and it looks like they're gonna get this bottom tower.
And keep in mind now that the Rift Herald has probably 40-ish seconds remaining.
Probably
So they're
less than that.
definitely
I'd say
gonna
we're under 30 seconds. He's probably just gonna walk mid like right now and cast it. I think it's really close to expiring.
Well, might be a kill on the. Ooh, the barrier's been popped for Karma.
Yeah, and it just fell a little short. I would throw it on the top side if you give time to get over there, but it's about to expire. He needs to throw this thing down. Yeah, he had to just panic throw it because they didn't have a plan. That's unfortunate. They had several opportunities. I'm a little dismayed by the use of Herald here. It was good that they prioritized it when the Drake was taken, but they should have set up and just used it immediately on the top side and gotten some plates for it.
Absolutely. And
Really nice play by Jared the Bear here.
Oh, Vi coming in as well for the counter gank. Urgot does go down.
I think they get both.
Yep.
Oh, not quite.
Oh.
Zach got over the wall. Oh, smite, ult.
Vi ult goes down. Zach
I would
passes
try to
that
give that
top.
to Caitlyn if you guys can, but blue side's collapsing, so maybe
Blue side
not.
collapsing
Ooh, this
very
is
well.
Zach lives.
Kaisa's ult has been popped, going towards Caitlyn, and the kill on Caitlyn is over to the Nautilus.
Yeah, I don't know if Psycho Ghost was out of mana or what was going on, but he was doing the honey fruit while his team was trying to kill Zach passive, and they couldn't kill it fast enough, and it bought enough time for the rest of the team to show up. So definitely misplay on coordination, some issues here. I think the scaling is going to start becoming a problem now that it's a 4K, 4.5K gold lead. But it's not over, you know. Once Caitlyn gets her rapid fire, which I don't know what she's building at the moment with a dagger and a longsword. So if she's,
Absolutely.
what do you think she's building with those two?
I don't. Well, obviously the dagger will be built eventually into the rapid fire cannon because that's her standard second item. But I think the dagger is just a buy to get extra damage at the moment.
The longsword?
Or excuse me, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Maybe she's going Blade of the Ruin King to shred these tanks.
That
But
would be something very.
I don't really like that with a IE first item. Kaisa is also going to old school build. You see a lot of the double pickaxe into Manamune now, which I really like, but I understand the issues, you know, around scaling. It can be a weaker lane, and when you have this many kills, the Storm Razor just feels so nice. You know, I've talked to a lot of Kaisa players about the variants and builds, and I think the Storm Rager Rageblade, while it's technically the old build or like the older build, it's not considered meta by the pros anymore. It still has a niche use, and I think the way that they're playing and the way they want to fight this early in the game, you get a really nice power spike here without having to stack up a tier.
Absolutely. As a Kaisa player myself, the Manamune build is very standard for if you're going even or even winning by a little bit. But as you said, with her kills, Storm Razor provides the upgrades for her Q and E without having to stack. Oh, and we got a gank
Oh,
here on Vi.
that's a dead
and
Vi
Vi
for sure.
is gone. Almost
Yeah.
deleted.
Big Nats hit his Big Nats hit his Q at max range, just hit every missile. And they're going for a really early Baron, 2039 on the Baron start, and
Yeah, and
I
I
don't
think, they
think
could do
there's
this
any
quite
answer.
easily.
Oh yeah, with a Fire Drake and a Kaisa passive.
Yeah.
They don't even
Especially
know,
with,
they're
like,
not even ready for it. This is a great sneak.
Absolutely. I think just an overall good call because with Vi being down, they not only do they not have a jungle snipe, but they lost the majority of their engage for Nocturnal Dragon's team. So that was a very smart
We're up
call.
to a 7,000 gold lead now. Ooh, the hook, that was really close. Nautilus hook, the hitbox is really strange. Most hook champions, when the hook gets to the end of the animation, it lollipops, so it gets wider at the very end of the throw. So I thought that might hit, just because Nautilus, Thresh, those champions' hooks are so generous because of that lollipop effect. But it was just a pixel off, it was super close.
And as we see here, Nocturnal Dragon's pushing up, trying to get that mid lane, but because constant threat.
Oh, this Kaisa could go in on this.
Yeah. We got
Definitely
Xerath
now.
ult being popped here. And the Caitlyn heal was dropped to keep not only herself alive, but the Urgot as well. With the Baron powered minions, we see RWRR here.
I think they can just run it
A-Rayming
down the mid lane at this point. It's
I fully
they're
agree.
so strong, their tanks are so strong, their scaling has come online, and they still have so many ultimates. It's going to be very hard to get to the back line, the Kaisa, without taking so much damage from the GP. And the Xerath, you know, we're not even talking about the Xerath damage. Jared the Bear is almost dead just to Xerath poke. Xerath chunked out Psycho Ghost earlier, and now he just chunked out Jared the Bear. He's having a really great game. He's not showing up on the scoreboard, jeez. But he's, oh, that's, hey, he's about to. I thought for sure Kaisa was going to fly in there.
Yeah, I agree with you where RWRvsNDR, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Yep.
It's having a relatively underrated game in lane against a Karma who's especially potent. I'm gonna.
This is a really nice engage. Unfortunately, the
Yeah.
follow-up just isn't there. Xerath pops the barrier and he's able to live through the burst. They just don't have that much damage. It's just
No,
kind
the
of the tough
guy
hand they're
ulted.
dealt at this point in the game. And look how much damage the Xerath is doing. He's pushing everyone off the wave.
Absolutely. Oh, Xerath ult pop, looking for Caitlyn here as she evades all four of them.
Oh, and here comes Kaisa with the cleanup.
Kaisa ult. Yep.
Oh, the trap saves. The trap
trap and
saves
barrier.
Wolfie. Yeah, super tight fight there, and another free Drake going over. That's 2 Infernals. Yeah, we're just kind of watching them chip away. I like the resets here. Spend your money. Who's got a lot of money in pocket? Kaisa, please. You got 3K gold. Take a reset.
Yeah, we
Here
have
we go.
3K on the Kaisa and everyone else has pretty close to 1,000 if not.
So Kaisa just got a Hurricane pretty much straight up. I think she had just a dagger. She got a Hurricane and a pickaxe. I think she just had dagger and crit gloves. So that's a gigantic power spike. And yeah, there's the item disparity is growing really rapidly here. At this point in the game, Karma really needs to be using her AoE shield, but it's going to be really hard with the amount of engage and damage.
I fully agree. Not just the engage from RWRR, but the poke that the Xerath can provide. Especially
Like,
now that,
Psycho Ghost just took almost half his health from one barrel combo.
yeah. It's not looking that great for Nocturnal Dragons.
Yeah, I think the scaling is just too much, and the fact that the lanes just didn't go that well. The Caitlyn Janna wasn't as impactful as I think they hoped it would be.
Just my personal preference here. I would have liked to have seen the Karma go bot. I think that would have been a much more powerful lane for Caitlyn.
For a
What?
double poke lane, yeah, I think so too.
Heck.
And you still get the utility of the shields and all that, but then they could have had a stronger mid lane.
As we
And
see
then
here,
this is the fight that we were waiting for to happen. You know, this is just the money fight where you get to clean up pretty much for free because you have so much more money.
Absolutely.
Looks like quadra kill for Kaisa coming in, maybe? Nope. Caitlyn's just gonna back off.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yes
see-
it is.
Oh,
Here.
there he is.
No flash, Kaisa. Red buff burning.
All we need is 1 or 2 autos, and she cannot get it. But yeah, that was the fight that RWR was looking for to make that final push, because that was, as you said, the fight that they fought that fight essentially because of the money difference that the teams have. Because at this point in the game, they have 10.2 thousand gold league, I believe. So, and
Yeah, it's oh,
ooh, Vi ult
this
onto,
could be the
like,
Nexus save.
Kaisa
Big
does
Nats
get
finally goes
taken
down.
as well as what looks to be the Zac
Zac
passive.
passive.
But the
I think
Xerath
they'll clean
will
it up.
work with his poke, and they're still going for the Xerath. It looks like with the Gangplank and the Xerath were able to postpone it. Oh, Urgot flashes in here, lands the ult.
Really nice combo from RWRvsNDR.
That was very well.
I was
played.
wondering when he was gonna make a play like that. It's they kind of need to play around him. Ironically, it's I think he's their richest team member by far. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and just off of that fight, Urgot, Jared the Bear, got a shutdown of 700 on the Kaisa, a 150 on the Zac, and 150 on the Xerath. So he's definitely going to be able to cash in on.
Yeah, he's got
His
3,000 gold.
win.
He's only got a few items in pocket now, but he's actually ahead of gold on the Gangplank, which if you think about it, from the free gold Gangplank gets, plus the all the towers and neutral objectives, it's actually insane that he's ahead in gold at this point. Okay, the gap is closed now. GP took a couple camps, but still, technically correct.
Yeah, it looks like Jared the Bear is sitting at 11,300, whereas one Lanios is sitting at 11,100.
So we're going back for the Constellation Baron. I think this should be pretty free. There's really no opportunity here for Nocturnal Dragons to steal. They could go in, but Vi is very far away, and this is getting shredded down fast.
Absolutely. Especially with Kaisa passive and her staggering amount of items. It's gone in about, I think it was 40, maybe 50 seconds at the most. So.
Yeah, it's we're getting to that point where it's just snowballing out of control. So free mid inhib, easy top inhib. I don't like the run it down mid, but I guess they have no Nexus towers. I would have rather see a 4-1 so you can bring all the waves at once. But it looks like they just want to end the game here.
We got Zac going in, but the Janna owns that.
RWRvsNDR had a really nice Q snipe. Yeah, this is our GG moment, guys.
Absolutely.
Good game, nice brute force at the end. You know, it was pretty much a win lane, win game. You know, Zac. Who you got for MVP? I gotta go Zac. I think he pretty much pretty much took the tempo and pushed it in their favor. He outganked his opponent and just kept the pressure on the whole time. I think he died once in the garbage time of the game. Yeah, I think he was the key to victory. Big Nats definitely played super well. But you remember they were actually losing that lane until Fourth Ghost had a counter gank. And then there was another gank where it swung back the other way. And if Fourth Ghost hadn't showed up, Big Nats would have died again. So I really think his effect on the tempo of that game was super important.
I fully agree with you. I think the Zac not only made sure his presence was felt, but like you said, out-tempoed the Vi, out-tempoed the other team. So my MVP definitely does go towards him. I do want to give a shout out to the Xerath for playing the unsung hero role, I'm going to call it, for landing consistent poke, making sure he pushed out Psycho Ghost on the Caitlyn as well as the Janna. So shout out to RWRvsNDR for his performance as well.
Yeah, and Zyro said leading the game in damage, he did play really well and controlled his lane for most of the time. So
All right.
yeah,
Well, I'm
I
going
thought it was a
to
pretty dominant victory overall.
absolutely. I fully agree with that. With that said, though, I do have to leave to go take care of my own game that is coming up here in a second. So